Hey there, dreamers! I'm back in my car. Drive time again with me. Maybe that's like my thing. Drive time TV with Kate Boyd. Let me see. I actually those are way too dirty. I don't have sunglasses. I think I took them in and forgot to bring them out. I'm going to hang out for a minute. One, because I'm at a stoplight and I want to be able to go and not be that girl who holds up the whole line. But two, because I'd like to see who's on whenever Facebook finally decides to show me all of that. Sometimes it takes time. See? I almost missed it. I almost missed the green light. So I don't necessarily recommend driving and living, but because I'm mostly highway, I think I can get away with it. Or at least I have so far. So until something bad happens, I'm going to just keep doing it. So today I'm really talking about one of the things that has become really, really important to me in my life, but also for my mindset, especially recently. And that's community. Community has been one of those number one things that has really made a difference in my life and in what I do and in how I work. Like, not even just how I work, how I live. And really that all started with a trip I took a few years ago. This is going to sound like really, mystical, but it's not at all. So I used to think that I could live life pretty much alone. I'm an introvert, I'm shy, people drain me, I don't need a lot of people in my life all the time. I'm totally good with a couple of deep relationships, and I don't even have to see those people a lot in order to feel super connected. And so that's just kind of how I went through life for a long time, is without that. And that was fine, but as life gets harder, you start to realize that you do need people to support you and lean on you. And I had a really good example of this happen. So with my day job, I'm in marketing for a missions organization, and we do work all over the world. And part of my job, my favorite part of my job, is that I actually get paid to travel places to hear stories of what God's doing around the world. And one of those places that I went was Nepal. Nepal is now my number one favorite country ever. I had the most life-changing experiences there because of the communities that I got to experience and the people that I got to meet. And it was just this amazing sense of these people had hard lives. They would have rolling blackouts, for 8 hours a day, and would meet for house church, in a home by candlelight because it's all they had, or they were on the side of a mountain. This one guy was left for dead by his family because he was so sick, and the church took care of him and became his family. And I really, that's when I really got what community was. Community is people caring for one another and being a part of each other's lives and really looking out for each other. And so that really transformed my life, because I really started looking at my community at home and going, I'm not treating my community that way. They're not an integral part of my life, and I need to start working to help instill that, because I believe that's theologically the way that we're made, and biologically and all that good stuff. And I believe that that's important for our lives in many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I think that still applies even when it comes to things like our business, and especially when it comes to things like our mindset. So I want to pull up my Post-it notes so I don't get too crazy, but it's really important to your mindset, because you, our question today, you need those cheerleaders in your life whenever you get stuck, whenever you feel confused, whenever you don't know where to turn, or you just feel down and you're not sure you can do it. You need someone to say, you know what, yeah, you can, you're awesome, you can do this. I'm about to sneeze, or maybe not. Sorry, that was a weird look, I know. So there's a couple of ways that you need to find community, and one of that is offline. So we talked about your cheerleaders. You need one or two people with whom you feel like you can actually share about your business and how it's going and how you're feeling, in all honesty. They don't necessarily need to understand, but they need to be supportive enough and understand that you do need to share. So whether it's your moms or husbands or children or cousins or your best friends, whoever they are, find ways to even just tell them, like, this is important to me, so I know that you don't get it, but I need you to at least listen and be a part of my life in this way. So find those people in your real everyday physical life with whom you can share about your business and will find support and who will speak truth into your life in a way. Another way you need to find community is online. If you're building a business online, you're probably going to need to find community online, because these are the only people who are really going to understand where you're coming from. And I don't say that in a negative way, in the sense that, like, you know, your family and your friends, of course they support you, but unless you're doing something together, they don't necessarily get all that you do. They don't get that that you're in Facebook groups all the time and this is what you see. They don't get that there's that weird person that did that weird thing and disappeared. Like, they don't get that stuff, right? This is your everyday, and it's your life. This is your office. This is basically like the water cooler for your virtual office. So you need that so that you have that camaraderie. And let's face it, when you're working alone from your laptop in your living room or your back porch or the coffee shop, like, that can be really lonely. And you need people who can support you. So a couple of ways to do that are, one, find your biz besties, right? As you're hanging out in these groups, as you're meeting people, or as you're in, you know, paid programs, group programs, like, really connect with people. Really reach out and build relationships with people. So that's another thing. Don't just hang out and lurk. Actually participate in discussions, right? And comment on people's things and message people. Reach out. Not in a, like my page, I'm so awesome. Like, don't do that. Like, have actual conversations with people. You know, say, oh, I really liked that thing that you did, or I've noticed you lately. Tell me a little bit more about your business. Get to know them really well. These people can be part of that online community that you're building for your own support. So yes, you do need a community of people that you're talking to, but you also just need a community of people to support you, because that's mostly, because when it comes to mindset, that's what's going to be really important. And then, sorry, this is a little tricky because there's a bunch of people moving over. Pause. And so really find, so once you start building up those relationships with people, you're like online biz besties and all of that stuff. Like, I found a few of them through, just like, I don't know, through other people that I know online or have been connected to, or even like now I'm in this mastermind group that all the ladies are like super awesome, and so it's really fun. We've been like having Skype dates and connecting and learning about each other and being like, you know, part of each other's groups and lives in that way. And so find ways to take that off of just Facebook or off of just Instagram or wherever you're hanging out, and have like a real Skype date or a phone call and like talk voice to voice, sort of face to face. Get that interaction and really get to know each other and get and share your struggles. So find those people with whom you end up developing a relationship to cultivate those spaces that are comfortable for you to share your struggles and be human and be vulnerable. And that's the last thing. In these Facebook groups, as you're hanging out, I think you guys do a great job of this here in this group. There's a lot of groups where they're huge and you're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed with all the information, and there's a lot of success stories, and you're going to feel like you're the only one not succeeding. A, that's not true. There's a lot of people that aren't succeeding. Even some of those people who are saying that they aren't. And B, it's okay to be human and talk about your failures and to connect with people. Sorry, somebody's honking. That's weird. It's okay to connect with people on that level, because that makes you more human too. People need to know that you've made mistakes. All of your clients need to know that. Like, so earlier this year, I released an ebook for my other business. And at first I was trying to position myself as the expert and be the person who knew all about this thing that they were struggling with. But you know what? The number one thing that sold that ebook was an email that I sent that said, you know what, guys? I used to suck at this and I got better. And this is like the terrible story that happened to me where I basically lost my job because of this one thing. But I figured out a system and it got better from there. And this is the system that I'm teaching you. And that email sold things for me. So community and vulnerability and being human not only connects you to one another as individuals who can support one another, but it also creates a sense of like, oh, you're a real person. I believe that like you want what's best for me and that you're honest and you're real and you're authentic, and that's something that people resonate with. So even bringing those elements into your life isn't just good for your own connection with other people. It's good for people's connections with you, if that makes sense. So that's my challenge for you today, is to find ways to develop your online and offline communities so that you have that support for your mind that you need. I know that the number one thing that has helped me is knowing that I can go into one of those groups, like my mastermind group, and say, guys, this happened to me today. What do you think? Am I crazy? Or can you just talk to me and encourage me because I need this? Or can you pray for me for this thing because I'm struggling with this? And they're always so encouraging and supportive, and I feel like they really are like my sisters that we hang out with. Like I feel like I'm back in my sorority house and hanging out with them. And that has meant so much to me in these last few months because it's been really tough and I've been working really hard and I'm getting to a point where I was just tired and I needed that in my life. And so that's what I encourage you to do today, is don't try to go it alone. It's hard to go it alone, and you don't have to. Find ways to make real connections online and offline so that you can have the support that you need and feel good. And this is why I build a lot of this stuff into my coaching. Even if you are working with me one-on-one, you get the support of me one-on-one, but I also give ways for you to connect with my other clients, like through that instant messaging channel that I create. This Facebook group obviously becomes a place that happens, and it becomes a way that it's just really easy and you have that support built in, because it is so important, especially as you're building a business online and nobody else around you understands. We get it, we love you, we support you, and that's why I build that element into my coaching packages, because it's so important for you guys to experience that. So I hope that you are able to find that for yourself. So if you aren't, get to it. Don't wait for other people to build community with you. Be the builder. Be the community builder. That's definitely what I encourage you to do. So get out there, get visible, stop lurking, start participating, and start making those connections, because those people will be the people that maybe someday you guys can meet up on vacation or meet up somewhere halfway around the world to do things, because you feel close, because you've experienced all of these unique things together. And that's what community is sharing experiences and sharing each other's lives. So start doing that, because it will save your brain and it will keep you in such a good place. Okay, that's all I have for you today, which is great because I'm like 2 minutes from my house. So just let me know if you have questions or anything like that, and make sure, because next week I'm going to start counting down to when the price goes up on my 1-month package. So if you've been considering it, now's the time to start getting in, because it's going to be at 40% until I go on my trip, and then at that point it raises. So if you're considering it and you're needing that community in your life and you want to start connecting with other people in a way that people understand and get you, being a part of my one-on-one coaching is good for that, because I get you, and you'll have some touch points with other people who maybe have different businesses but totally understand where you're coming from. So I will see you around. I'm also really enjoying your contest answers, so make sure that you're hopping on those questions and participating so you can be building up your chance to win the prizes. So I will see you around the rest of the week or on live tomorrow. All right, talk to you later. Bye.